what is up, guys? This is Sahil Nandal, aka Frankly Street. Welcome to another episode of The Locals. If this is your first time here, if you are visiting this YouTube channel for the first time, The Locals is all about homegrown Indian artists, creatives who are doing their bit to forward the street community, culture of sneakers and streetwear in general, and who I think, according to me, deserve more recognition. And today we have with us former game tester Aman, who is very big in the sneaker and streetwear scenes. He doesn't only wear Off-White or Nike that you see on the streets, most of the hype kids of Delhi or Bombay. You'll see him rocking Saucony, you'll see him rocking Reebok, and basically anything with a history or just something he likes. It doesn't have to be hype to be on his feet or for him to be rocking it. So now let's move on to Aman. Please tell us more about yourself.
Hi, thanks for having me first of all.
My pleasure, all me.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Aman. And where do I start? Do I straight up?
How does it go from being a game tester to a sneakerhead streetwear lover, or was it synonymous? Like, were you always a streetwear lover, a sneakerhead, or did it just come up out of nowhere, or did you start watching something? How did it start?
It all basically started back in my school days. So, we would compete every Friday over whose shoes were the whitest.
Man.
So, and plus there were houses, so the competition got fierce on the school bus.
Beautiful.
So we would have arguments. We would be like, almost dissing each other. Like, this group has better shoes than yours.
Amazing.
So, at that point of time, we were not thinking about shoes the way we do now.
Of course.
But then my
The Bata
dad got
days.
me. Yeah, the Bata days, good old Bata days. So my dad got me a pair of Lottos.
Oh yeah, Lotto
was-
back in the day. Yeah.
I can't even name the model because it was that old. So
course.
it was a teal pair with a red Lotto sign and
Beautiful.
a black mesh.
Alright, nice.
That actually got me hooked because for the very first time I saw a non-mainstream brand.
Amazing.
And I was like, okay, what is this?
Yeah,
I've never heard of
yeah.
Lotto. I've never
Amazing.
heard of this shoe. And that started it all. After that, I think me and my cousin who lives in Chandigarh. So we both ordered a pair of Nikes each
Yeah.
from my cousin who lives in the US.
Of course, the US cousins.
Yeah.
Always coming to save us sneakerheads
Yeah,
in India. Yeah.
So she shipped over 2 pairs.
Yeah.
And I never looked back after.
That's beautiful. How old were you back then? Any idea around what age?
I don't know. I think I was still in school. It was
Mad.
probably on the cusp of being in the first year of college.
That's
But
mad.
yeah,
So been more than a decade.
yeah.
Amazing. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are you wearing today? What are we wearing today? Tell me about your drip.
Okay, I'll start with the kicks.
Yes.
So I've got Saucony Grit SD quilted.
Amazing.
This is the olive one. It comes from a pack, which is the quilted pack. So the other pair is a tan one.
Beautiful.
I'm wearing J Clay socks.
Do you have both of them, or do you like this one more?
I like this one more, so I only got this one.
Fair,
But
fair.
I will get the tan one
You will.
someday if I get it for the right price. So
Hit him up.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got J Clay socks on, Christmassy vibe. Then I've got Equan Limited cargo joggers.
Amazing.
I've got the Sabotage times Evil Arms Factory collab hoodie, and I've got regular Equan Limited denim jacket.
Beautiful, beautiful. Nothing's regular about your fit. Let me just tell you that. Mad. Look up all those brands now. Alright, I'm wearing Ame Leon d'Or. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Ame or A. I used to pronounce it Aim, but I'm sure that's wrong. So Ame Leon d'Or. Jacket, bomber, and I'm wearing a Thrasher hoodie. I think this was Asia exclusive hoodie that I picked up from Tokyo. Then I'm wearing my favorite brand jeans, Uniqlo, the most comfortable. I've been rocking it since my days in Japan, and Jordan 1 Royal Blue. This pair, I think this was one of the first. No, actually, I think this is my favorite Jordan 1 pair, to be honest. I rock it with almost anything and everything, and definitely my most worn Jordan 1 pair. Are you more of a Jordan guy, or no, not really?
I like looking at them. I don't
Like-
own them.
Talking about Nike, let's move on to kicks of the day.
Sure.
Alright, what do you feel about this pair? So I don't know if you're a big lover of Off-White, but this is the Nike Off-White collab Terra Kaiga 5. What do you feel about these? Do you like these? Do you hate these?
I don't hate these, but I would get rid of the rubber nubs on the bottom.
Sure.
Because to me, they serve no purpose.
Sure.
If they're to be worn on the street,
Fair.
they literally serve no purpose.
Agreed.
But other than that, I like the upper. I like how the bolt pops.
Sure. Would you rock these?
No.
Shots fired. It sounds good. I kind of like these just because of the color and the materials used. But I am not too sure why they're releasing so many of these.
Well, my favorites keep on changing, but I did bring out one of my all-time favorites with me. Surprisingly, it's a Reebok.
It's a Reebok.
So this is the
Oh, that's beautiful.
Packer Four
Nice.
Seasons collab.
Wow.
So Packer,
wow.
for those of you who don't know, Packer Shoes is a 100-plus-year-old shop from Teaneck, New Jersey, and they did the Four Seasons pack, wherein they, they did a shoe for each season. So this is the spring, and it basically has some very, very good materials. It's got a terry cloth inner lining. It's got very, very premium suede. It's got a great perforated toe box, and just the colors, it's a full bloom.
Beautiful.
So I don't know.
Wow, I love the colors here. It's mad,
plus the detail that I love the most is that it's got a regular midsole on the outside, and then on the medial side it's got this.
That's mad.
So yeah.
Beautiful pair, yeah.
Plus the ventilators are like one of the older Reeboks, which are really comfortable.
Very comfortable. I also have a pair of ventilators. So what about this is a very rare, I don't know, I wouldn't call it rare, but I'd say I don't think many people in India have this.
Yeah.
If any, I don't think so. So how did you get into this? Like, how did you get into rocking Sauconys, rocking Reebok, vintage pairs, and just streetwear as well? Like, you're not rocking what the I don't know, the hype kids in Delhi or Bombay rock. No shade. I think that's really important.
No shade.
Anyway, I used to rock. I still do rock a lot of hype shit.
How did I get into it?
I want to know. Like,
slightly different. So let's take the example of Saucony, for example.
Yeah.
Do you know the Saucony logo comes from a creek with 3 boulders in it?
Oh, that's mad. No.
And the creek runs in an S shape. And
I know the logo. Yeah.
And that's the logo.
Yeah, that's mad.
So a brand that takes inspiration from things like those is way original to me.
Fair.
It appeals way more to me than any other thing.
Gotta name something. Come on.
Okay, yeah, then some collaborators of Nike, I guess. So
Fair.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah.
What about streetwear brands though? Like, I don't think a lot of let's say underground streetwear brands get enough marketing or enough opportunities to be seen by the normal public, at least especially people in India, you know. So like, people here would be talking about more not normal but more out there streetwear brands. They know about Thrasher, they know about maybe even Stussy, they know about Off-White, but not more underground brands. So how'd you get into that? Is that you researching like mad, or is that just you came across something and liked it?
It's the information age and you don't have any excuse.
Fair.
You can't say that you didn't know.
Agreed.
If you know where to look, you'll find some gems.
That's so true.
So websites like wellgosh.com are famous outside of India, not inside of India.
Agreed.
But you will find some amazing stuff in their sales section.
Agreed.
For example, so End Clothing,
Agreed.
Slam Jam Socialism. You go to Sneakers 76, Sneakers and Stuff. You look at these, obscure boutique websites.
Of course.
Titolo in Switzerland.
Yes, I agree. And there's, streetwear brands, it's not just abroad. I think a lot of streetwear brands have popped up in India in the past 2-3 years. We did the HC tour in Delhi. We had, I think, 10 brands there, launched 3 new brands there. So, brands are popping up every month almost in India now. Very streetwear focused brands, because it's a growing community and everyone can see it. Now, Bollywood stars are wearing streetwear, so it's in the pop culture as well. So the normal public has also started rocking with it. So it can sell also now. Earlier the problem was it wasn't selling.
Yeah.
There were cool people making really cool shit, but it just wasn't selling. So why would you do it? But now it's selling also. So do you have favorite Indian streetwear brands that you fuck with, you rock with?
Yeah, see where I come from, the era that I'm from, streetwear was actually hippie clothing.
Yeah.
So tie-dye was usually big in Sarojini Nagar, in Kamla Nagar market.
Yes.
And the entire North campus was, you know, in paisleys and tie-dye stuff.
My parents still call me a Bikhari when I wear oversized clothing. It's facts.
Yeah, but they were into all that clothing, and I watched them. To me, that was the real streetwear.
Yeah.
And then, artists started popping up and they took streetwear to the next level.
Agreed.
Because it was their expression of what streetwear should actually mean.
Agreed.
And some people gravitated towards that.
Yeah.
Some people remained with tie-dye and they rock tie-dye to this day.
True.
But I think it has come a long way, especially in India.
Definitely.
And I would like to mention a few brands that I personally feel are doing it right.
Yeah.
So in no particular order, I would say Deliwear is doing a great job.
For sure.
So
shout out Deliwear.
Yeah, shout out. And I really love the way they do their pants.
Of course.
The joggers, or whatever you want to call them. Really relaxed fit, tapered at the bottom, cuffs.
And the way they mix Indian wear with streetwear.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like, I don't think a lot of brands are doing that.
Moving on, if she's watching it, she's gonna hate me, but I do love what Shia Rai is doing.
Hey, Shia! Shout out Shia!
Yeah, with her label, she knows I still haven't approached her for that Noragi that I keep telling her about, but it's gonna happen finally. maybe within 5 years.
Shia, come on the show.
So other than that, I think Space Biscuit is doing a great job.
My favorite current brand in India.
Yeah, so their concept is very different.
Yeah.
I really like the whole space. Of course, it's in the name.
Yeah.
So Space Biscuit.
Yeah. What about you though? So 2020, what do we expect from you? What are you looking forward to doing? What are you looking forward to seeing other people do, or the community grow in a way that you want? And personally also, what is something that we can expect from you?
See, I'm a fan of variety. So be it sneakers, be it clothing, or be it people.
Nice.
So
nice.
I just want people to embrace what comes naturally to them, rather than faking it.
Beautiful.
Just for the sake of filling up their wallet and whatnot.
Agreed.
Also, the shady resellers, please stop scamming people.
Stop.
Not him. Other than that, I would love to see more events
True.
that are not straight away sponsored by brands. Because when the brands get mixed up and celebrities show up, their security guards are in there, it just kills it for me.
True.
To be honest, I just want to get out of the place there and then, because they just make it, very formal and very, controlled environment.
I agree.
I would like to see, more events driven by the community.
More niche events.
Yeah,
you're right.
Other than that, you can of course expect Shoenited We Stand to grow. It's a hashtag that I curate on Instagram.
And it's grown mad.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. I'm totally,
So it was basically
Shoenited We Stand.
So yeah, I was a game tester, and I've always been on the journalistic side of things. So I used to write about games.
Yeah.
I would post Counter-Strike demos, I would post Dota demos, I would download StarCraft 2 demos, post them. People will download them and watch them.
Yeah.
So I kind of became a web host
Nice,
for game demos.
Beautiful.
Moving on, people said you love shoes, why don't you write about shoes? Because gaming journalism was on decline,
and gaming itself is a very niche community in India, right?
Like it's nowhere as niche as it used to be. I mean, it has grown leaps and bounds.
Of course.
But so I transitioned into writing about sneakers in April of 2016. Beautiful. That's when I started that shoe guy.
Beautiful.
And from the get-go, I had this idea that I wanted to use the correct tools to gather the crowd that I wanted.
Sure.
So I was tired of looking at Nike only, Asics only, Diadora only feeds.
But shout out Nike, shout out Diadora, shout out Asics.
Yeah, shout out to all of you.
Sponsor.
Yeah. But I was tired of people doing only one brand.
Sure.
I wanted every brand
Yeah.
under my umbrella.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me name my hashtag
Yeah.
accordingly. So I came up with the words Shoenited We Stand.
Beautiful.
Because it doesn't involve any brand name.
For sure.
Every sneaker is welcome.
And everyone gets covered.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks for having
me. It's been a
me.
pleasure.
Yeah.
One of the OGs, just obviously. But amazing. I'm looking forward to your podcast. And awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.